Hello, beauties. Alexandra Joy Smith here, recording this powerful transmission from truly one of my favorite homes for my soul, a very powerful vortex for her, French Polynesia. That is Otemanu, which is a powerful vortex for mana, for spirit. I grew up thinking it was called Valley High from the movie South Pacific, which I saw, and I think I actually was even in like the musical when I was a kid. My heart and soul yearned to come to French Polynesia, to travel here for many years. And my first trip here was in 2010. And I've been back several times, been blessed to be back, and I consider this a place where I will be spending many more days in honor of her, especially with the French Polynesians' way of honoring the divine feminine, her. It's just gorgeous. So, yeah, one of my favorite places, and I'm in total awe of it whenever I'm here, especially that powerful vortex behind me. So, that all being said, I wanted to have a distinction, a context. Context is creating clarity around the context, because whenever you have clarity around the context, the content, everything that fills in the context shifts. So someone had asked me about shadow work versus witch wound work, and I said I would respond. That was a great question, and I would respond with a transmission video. So here we go. So the witch wound it's literally a coding in the divine feminine soul, the soul of the divine feminine. The witch wound is within all women. After thousands of years, many years of female persecution for our gifts, for our access to the magic and to the mystery, and for the way that we gathered in circle, whether it be in a red tent to bleed together or to gather in a cave. There was power in our gathering, and there was a misconception around what got generated from those powerful gatherings, basically in the co-arising of the patriarchal structures, the religious structures in Christianity and Abrahamic religions. So that's when women were killed, and it did happen before this, but that's when literally women were considered witches as a bad term. Now that term is actually being shifted to something really sexy and powerful. Like, I love being called a witch, because that means that I am actually in ownership in that moment when that term is used, of the magic and mystery that I am and that I have access to. So the witch wound is literally what is in our DNA that has created literally a push away from our gifts, and a hiding and a shame and a guilt of those things that make us who we are as divine feminine, as holders of the divine feminine, as sovereign beings who came here in feminine form. So I came in feminine form in this lifetime, and within that becoming, that coming and then becoming, I have coded these gifts. One of the things, if you've seen in my work, I call it your intuitive mystical type, your intuitive mystical gifts. And they're really incredibly powerful tools to have in your hands and around, so that you can understand what your particular gifts are, because they are unique to you. And like I said, those were what we were persecuted for thousands of years. So often, when I run women's circles, I open with, some women have such remembrance. It's like, it's literally visceral for them. They don't understand why they're actually scared when they sit down in circle to do the goddess work that we do, the goddess play that we do. And it's literally because it's in the memory of their cells. Our cells remember. Shadow work is a little different. So one is on the collective. Shadow, even though you can have a collective shadow, it's something in the collective consciousness that is of shadow. And really, the context of shadow, which one could be considered as shadow, yet I'm just going to refer to shadow as the way most people refer to shadow work is more of an individual pursuit. It's more of an individual soul expansion pursuit to understand what your particular shadows are. Shadows are that which you reject. So if you want to know what your major shadows are, get yourself in an environment with others, and wherever the judgment or the annoyance or the moments where you're like, that's not me, that person's really annoying me, and that is not how I behave, that's your shadow. You want to take that and get really interested in it, like really interested in around that content of what you are rejecting, because it's literally something you're rejecting in yourself. And when you pull that in closer towards you and you be with those things that you think you're not, you have so much more power with yourself, so much more power in the world. And by power, I don't mean like warrior, masculine, conquering power. I mean, as in like empowerment, the power to be with. There's nothing more powerful than the power to be with anything, anybody, anyone in your life. So the witch wound needs healing, and the shadow in ourselves need healing. The witch wound, what's so beautiful about us gathering in circle as women more than we ever have, is we're actually doing collective healing. Every time you sit in a sister circle, you are healing the witch wound. You are coding, you're recoding, you're healing, revealing, you're revealing and healing and recoding that which we have been suppressing for thousands of years. So if you haven't gotten yourself into a sister circle, or like my programs, You Are Goddess, where we do deep guiding sister work, or as I always say, I call it play. Get yourself in an environment so that you can start revealing and healing that in yourself, that fear, that guilt, that shame that comes from so long ago, and that starts healing your deeper innermost fears around your power, your empowerment around your gifts. The shadow part of that is to be done as like your personal work, your personal soul expansion work along the way. Often both relate, because your shadows can come up in environments where the witch wound is also there. So it can get really hot, kind of like you put both together, and you've got a lot of revealing and healing to do on oneself. But it's so worthwhile. The journey of revealing and healing any of the witch wound that is there for you. And again, that often shows up with real fear, shame, and guilt. Doing the revealing and the discovery and the healing work with your shadow, and really bringing your shadow close to you and being with it like you would, a precious little child that you were holding and protecting, bringing that into you and being able to be with her with love and just allowance. transforms and transmutes your life forever. So that's enough on this for now. If you want more information, just respond to this video, reply in the comments, and I can provide more, and we can jump on the phone together, whatever serves you. So until we commune somewhere, somehow, through the You Are Goddess program or through my intuitive guiding one-on-one sessions, just please remember, you are Goddess. Loving you, loving your intuitive mystical gifts into complete ownership and empowerment, from Bora Bora. Speak soon.